Aha! Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Thanks so much for being here, folks. This is my first solo live. Can you believe it? And so I'm a little bit nervous. I've got the butterflies, and my goodness, you guys, you are in for a treat today. So before we kick off with the show, I just want to say a thank you for everyone. And also as well, I just want to do a little shout out. I just literally read and replied to your comment. And sorry, your name escapes me. I was trying to get back, but there's someone whose cousin just passed recently, and they were in the hospital as well because they weren't very well. It wasn't COVID related, but they're having a really tough time. So just take one day at a time. You know who you are. I hope you're watching the show, and I wish you all the best. And thanks so much as well. And sign up to the membership in your own time. Get better first. So, guys, who do we have in the room? So let's have a look here. So we have got Renee D. We've got Theodore Luton, Desiree Lynn. We've got Lennis Boyd, Katie, Mimi Rose, Stephanie Martin. Looks like you're a new member as well. So thank you so much. Jenny, Flora, Katie, and Ruth, and Stacy, and more. So what I will do is I, of course, will read out names in between breaks and acknowledgements and stuff like that. But without further ado, let's get stuck in to this chart. So a certain someone has been in the news. Yep. So today we are going to be talking about Andrew Cuomo. Now, what I want everyone to understand is this. This is the most important thing to understand, is that astrology is above politics. Yeah. So this isn't about, trying to score points or different things like that. Yes, we know that this is political. We know that this is contentious. As you know, we've been discussing the GOP and the Republicans for a long time. But of course, human beings are humans and we're not perfect. And the same applies for the Democrats. So just straight off the bat, I don't want anyone to think that this is partisan or anything like that, or that I'm digging into Cuomo or whatever. We are responding to the story as it breaks. And I was thinking of doing potentially someone else. And I just thought, how could I not talk about Cuomo today? So for anyone that doesn't know, and everyone does know, Andrew Cuomo, of course, a few months ago, there were allegations, weren't they, about potential sexual harassment and misconduct and stuff like that. And we were kind of watching, weren't we? We were kind of like, what's going on here? Should he stay? Maybe he should resign, etc. And do you remember there was this debate, and we were saying, has this been set up? Have maybe the Republicans maybe been involved and wanting to kind of sow something? And of course, the investigation went ahead. Now, I understand it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's like a 5-month investigation that they said. Yeah, 5 months. I'll just do a quick call out as well. Hello, Stone Marble, Kay, Gina, Stone Marble again, and Lynn Raymond. About 5 months. And Biden said at the time he's going to see the result of the investigation. And if it turns out that the claims are substantiated, then of course he would then make his opinions well known. Now, it does seem those claims have been substantiated, which of course is a serious thing. So, as you know, with Vedic Astrology, you would have seen my videos now. So again, thank you guys so much for the support. It's just been wonderful. You know, I do Vedic Astrology, and Vedic Astrology, of course, is different than Western astrology. I just want to make sure, can you hear me, everyone? Can everyone hear me? If someone can just give me a thumbs up. I just want to make sure my sound is good. Yeah, can you hear me? I'm sure someone, let's see. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, no, people commenting. I'm assuming that you can hear me, so I'm going to carry on. Okay, so, oh, good. Thank you, Camilla. Was it Carmela? Carmela, thank you, Carmela. Okay, so here next to me, we have got Andrew Cuomo's chart. Now, the trouble is you can't see his name because the logo, do you see the logo is a bit in the way? But if I do this, there we are, Andrew Cuomo. Now, Andrew Cuomo Obviously from Italian immigrant family, as from what I can understand. So his family moved to America, and he was born on the 6th of December 1957. Yeah, 6th of December 1957. And what's interesting is when you actually look up Cuomo's chart, you can't find the birth time. However, as we know, you would have seen from my past videos, for anyone that works within like in the context within the government, yeah, or the law, or some kind of very high standing reputational place, then what you do is you take the time of midday, because that's when the sun is in its highest position. And 9 times out of 10, a person who works at a very, very high level of government, they will normally have the sun in the high place, either in the 9th, the 10th, or the 11th house. So I took the time midday, and guess what? It works perfectly. I'll do a few more shouts out. So Miss Brazil, Mimi Rose, Desiree. Who else do we have? Mimi, Cartomancy, Miss Squeet. I'm not sure if I've said that right. Great, guys. Thank you for joining. Oh, there's quite a few of you coming in. So let's get started. Now, when we're looking at a chart, now for you of those that are members, you will know I have the Vedic Apprentice course, where each week I'm uploading videos which go into detail about each planet. So I've done, the sun, the moon, we've done Mercury, and we've done the ascendant. So this is going to be a whistle-stop tour around Cuomo's chart. So one of the things we look at first is the ascendant. Yeah, so let's look at Cuomo's ascendant. Now, assuming my 12 noon birth time is correct. Now, remember, we're taking this with a pinch of salt. Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much for the donation. Katie, the energy worker. Thank you so much, Katie. So let's look here. So according to this, assuming it's right, we have Cuomo, who is an Aquarius ascendant. Yeah, now remember, we have to take this with a pinch of salt because we don't know the official time. But guess what? It works. Now, what's Aquarius all about? Aquarius is the humanitarian sign. The Aquarius, thank you, Marjorie Lara, new member. Aquarius is about the people, the collective, yeah, wanting to do the best for the collective. It's about the oi polloi in a way. It's rich, poor, and all in between. Aquarius is about the marketplace, dealing with all sorts of people. And of course, if we think in terms of his role as the governor of New York, it means he's dealing with what? The whole world. One of the other associations for Aquarius is known as the sign of other people's children. So bear that in mind. Hello, Joyce. Hello, Bo Smith. And so it's known as the sign of other people's children. So Aquarius is that broadly humanitarian sign, but there is a dark streak to Aquarius, which can be elitism. A lot of people don't know that. So if you're an Aquarius, it means Saturn rules the first house, yeah, in old money. Thank you, Michelle JM, for the donation, you star. So in old money, Saturn rules Aquarius, which is now co-ruled by Uranus, but it also rules Capricorn. And this house here is very important, but you save the best till last. Okay. So what it means is we count around this way. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, those are the houses which represent the different areas of life. This gets very interesting. All right, so here we're going to start with the 4th house. We look here, the 4th house. And in here, you'll see the moon. And where you see these little bits in red, these are the transiting planets, where the planets were at the time the story broke. Yeah, because this is how it works with astrology. It's all about the timing. So remember that the planets in red are about when the story broke. What's this? There we are. Okay, so if we look here, what someone said here, I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Let's just put that up. Yes, Stacy Starr. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If the type of sexual harassment, assault are proving, you need to go ASAP. Absolutely. Bang on. I totally agree with you. So the The fourth house. Now, what does the fourth house represent? The fourth house here, if we look here, it deals with the receptive heart. It deals with the heart chakra. It deals with the mother, ancestors, real estate, history, vehicles, the storehouse, happiness. It deals with underground, things underground, emotions, honesty or dishonesty, comforts and luxuries, master degrees, doctorates, homelands, stomach, and the breasts or the chest area. Yeah. Now, remember, doctorates and degrees, so it does deal a lot with education, this house, yeah? The fourth house deals a lot with education. But I want you to notice something very important. And if we look here, we have the moon. This is his natal moon. The planets in black are where the planets were at the time of his birth. The planets in red are the transiting, moving planets, yeah? So if we look here, we see the moon is in the fourth house. What this means is this makes the moon very strong. Yeah, because it naturally rules the fourth house because the sign of Cancer is the fourth sign. So this moon actually has something called Digbala. But we need to look at the sign. The sign here is Taurus. Do you see here the bull with the horns? The sign is Taurus. And here, this little mark here, this little asterisk here, is, or this little signature is for the asteroid Juno, which can also represent the spouse. Yeah. So straight away, we can see the female line in Cuomo's family is very strong. It means he's got a strong mother and a strong grandmother. The matriarchy is very strong. Yeah. Because here, thank you very much, Bob Muller. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. Let me just click that up there. So it means the matriarchs in his family are very strong. Yeah, he's got a strong mother. The moon is very secure in the sign of Taurus. The moon is about adaptability. Yeah, how we adapt to things, how we go with the flow. The moon is a sphere. The sun is considered a square. So in terms of their shapes, the sun is about stability. The moon is about adaptability. But what I want you to look at here and want you to remember is in the nakshatra, which means the star cluster of Rohini. And Rohini is also ruled by the moon. But guess what? Rohini is the most sensual sign out of all of the nakshatras. Rohini is considered the most sensual. What does that mean? Yeah. What's sensuality about? It's all about what? Touch. Yeah. Taurus people, naturally, Taurus people by instinct are very sensual. Yeah. They're very sensual people. They're all about scents and smells. Taurus is the feminine expression of Venus. Libra is the masculine expression. Oh, thank you, Miss Brazil. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation. So here, what this does is Taurus heightens the senses. Many of you that will have planets in Taurus, and I've seen this in my clients, guaranteed will have a heightened sense of smell, touch, and appreciation of food, wine, and good quality objects. Yeah, this is what Taurus is about, quality. So when you have the moon in an angle, which strengthens it in the fourth house, which is Digbala, it means it picks up extra strength in its own nakshatra. What it does is it makes a person very sensual, and I would actually say overly sensual. What this shows is that Cuomo, his instincts are, he has this sense of always wanting to touch things. Yeah. Now, remember, I'm not making excuses. This is not excuses. I'm talking about the sensuality of Taurus. So a Taurus person, if you're someone that loves to, you can tell Taurus people when you're at an open air market, food market, you can tell the Taurus people, yeah, because they're always the one that are sniffing the fruit and feeling up the vegetables. Yeah, those are the Taurus people. Also, as well, someone says here, let's just tap this tap this comment here. So yeah, Sajine, it's very expensive to be a Taurus. It is true, because the thing is, Taurus likes quality. So you will see Taurians in antique shops. You will see them in food shops, fine wines, all of this stuff, because the senses are heightened. But here, because Cuomo has an oversupply of this sensuality, he struggles to kind of keep his hands to himself, if we know what I mean. Now, if I'd said this a few weeks ago, that could have been a bit slanderous, yeah, to mention that. But because obviously this has now come out and the investigation has upheld those allegations, we can now look at that chart. So yes, bit of a tricky, but let's move on. So what's this? I know, Lena, the orange. All right, okay. So people, some of you having your own little conversations here, which is fine. You know, all of you know each other and all that stuff. So there, that was the fourth house. Let's look to the next house. And if we look here, this is his sixth house. This is the sixth house. Now, what does the sixth house deal with? Yeah, what does the sixth house deal with? So the sixth house deals with health and overcoming obstacles. It can deal with divorce. It deals with pets, lawsuits, debts, food, lawsuits. Remember that, lawsuits, debts, food and diet, accidents, thieves, enemies, challenging competition. Police and military can deal with. It can deal with coaching, therapies of all kinds, health and different stuff like that, practical skills. And it's also the house of saints and sinners. Yeah. Now, Cuomo has planet Uranus here, natally, at 18 degrees, 13 minutes, and it's in the nakshatra of Aslesha. Now, what does that mean? This is in the sign of Cancer, but we need to remember in Vedic astrology, each of the signs is subdivided into 2.5 parts. So the sign of Cancer is made up of Pusha. No, it's made up of oh my gosh, Return of the Light, it's called. It is made up of, I've literally, the nakshatra has just escaped me. Purnavasu, there we are. Purnavasu, Pushya, and Aslesha. Yeah, this is important. Here, what is Uranus? Uranus is the planet of sudden shocks and surprises. It's also known as the planet of divorce. Can you believe it? It's also known as the planet of divorce. Why? And here, Uranus is all about liberation, but it's like electricity. It's the kind of liberation that comes as a painful shock, but then can lead to nice things afterwards. Now, someone's asking a question here, but I'm a Capricorn. So let's see, Edith, but I'm a Capricorn and my friends complain that I always touch things when shopping. Well, one of the things is this, just to answer, we have a little segue here. So just to answer that, all of the earth signs are have sensuality, yeah, because they're about tangible things. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. But your sun sign only makes up a part of who you are. You need to look at the sun sign, the moon sign, and the ascendant and assess them together. You could still be a Taurus ascendant. Or you could have planets in sidereal Taurus. Yeah. So what it does is, hello, Jean Rogers. Hi. What it does is you will want to smell things, taste things, touch things. So look at your chart, even if it's Western, and take it backwards by 24 degrees. And then you'll be in the sidereal placements. Yeah. So look at your chart from that perspective and see if you have any planets in Taurus. All right. So we carry on. The sixth house. So we know that this is a house of obstacles. Yeah. We know the sixth house is challenging too. Yeah. It deals with litigation. What's Desiree saying here? She's saying, I touch too. I'm a Virgo. Ah, you see, there we go. So the sixth house is a challenging house. Now, we all have a sixth house. Yeah, we've all faced litigation or, something like that in our lives. Brenda C is saying, I love quality and love to touch things. You will definitely have planets in Taurus. Yeah, that's what this is all about, this sign. So here, but remember, Uranus is sudden shocks and surprises. So in a way, this is like a little bit of a ticking time bomb in Cuomo's chart when he was born. Yeah, this was kind of like a karma, a samskara that was going to mature that maybe he couldn't avoid. And look here in red, you see the sun and you see Mercury. Now, what does the sun represent? The sun represents our divine spark. Yeah, what we get from God. Yeah. And which house it falls into, it shows where we're building our kingdom in life. Yeah, our kingdom in life. And you're right. You're right, Lara. He is divorced too. Yes, he is. Where's that comment? Oh no, it's not that one. Where? Oh crumbs. Where did it go? There we are. Yes, he is divorced too. Correct. So we know that this is active in his chart. But look here, the sun represents the kingdom of our lives. The sun can also represent government, along with Saturn. Saturn and the sun represent government. The sun also represents our social standing. So if we look here, assuming my ascendant for him is correct, we see the sun is here in the 10th house. Yeah, 10th house, government, prominent. The 10th house is the highest house. What does it deal with? Yeah, what does it deal with? It deals with public duties. It deals with career, presidents, reputation, bosses, fame, father's wealth, honors, vocation, purpose, status, government, authority figures, and highest achievements. So you see, any planet in the 12th house is very bright, but it's under a lot of pressure. And he's got the sun and Saturn here. This will make sense because there's a Joe Biden vibe going on here. But going back to the 6th, transiting sun is currently in sidereal Cancer, not Leo, Cancer. And it's at 17 degrees, 36 minutes. The sun is government. Mercury, if we look here, here's Mercury. What does Mercury represent? Mercury represents communication and the media. So he's got the government and the media in his 6th house of enemies and challenging competition. Look what's happened to him recently. His challenges are now in the media. He's got what? Litigation against him. We had someone very prominent in the media, if we think Letitia James, I think it was Letitia James, wasn't it? Who was reading out the stuff. Oh, man. I mean, she has that gravitas, doesn't she? And she was there speaking it all out, communicating. And of course, this has been a big story in the media, and it's happening in his 6th house of challenges and litigation and obstacles. So we can see Cuomo's not having an easy time right now, is he? Let me do a shout out for more. We have Incognito 11, Stacey Starr, Queen of Wands, that's a great name, Claire Dean, Mimi Rose, and Teresa Arocha. I hope I've said that right. Now, let's move on to the next house. What's next? We see here the 7th house. Now, what's the 7th house? Let's look at that. The 7th house deals with relationships, yeah? Deals with marriage, desire, business, contracts, passion, foreign lands, court, as in litigation court, yeah? Open enemies here, sexual passion, and it deals with public life, yeah? So the 7th house is a public house, yeah? Oh, thank you, Marjorie, Lara, thank you. Thank you so much for the donation. Let me just do a little click there. Thank you. Mwah! I really appreciate that. So here we are. So now we're in the public house, and you will notice here, Pluto. Whoa! Yeah? Pluto is an intense planet, yeah? Oh, thank you, Gina M. You've said here, please support the channel. There we are. Thank you very much, Gina M. So if we look here, 7th house. So the 7th house, if we go here, the 7th house, so this is the 1st house here. Look, it's 1st house, Aquarius. The 7th house represents the spouse, yeah, or anyone that's not us, also represents the public sphere and business, yeah. Pluto is here. Now, what we need to understand, Pluto is also the planet of trauma. Yeah, he's the planet of transformation, dark night of the soul, the underworld. Yeah, challenges, but he's also about transformation. But what happens is when Pluto is activated, his motto is transform or die. We have to let go of something. It can give us a lot of pain, but we have to let go and transform. So just remember that. Pluto also represents the 8th house on his own. And we all know, what do I call the 8th house? The house of sex, death, and rock and roll. But what this also shows is it shows the partner, because Pluto deals with family trauma as well. It also shows the partner has had some kind of family trauma or legacy. It's also happening in the sign of Leo, yeah, which also means lineage, royalty. So it means the person is from a prestigious family. Who was he married to? He was married to a Kennedy, wasn't he? I can't remember which one, but he was married to a Kennedy. So we see that aspect. But look, transiting Mars is in his 7th house. Oh, triggering, activating this Mars. Now, Mars is known as a malefic. What does that mean? It means it's cruel. It means it's a cruel planet. Someone's saying here, hello, Kathy. Hi, Hogarth. Started watching your channel a while back with Marie's Table. Can only say hi on my phone. Ah, bless you. Thank you. So Mars is a cruel planet. But if we look here, it rules the signs of what? Scorpio. And it rules the signs of Aries. Yeah? Aries, Scorpio. That's Cuomo's 3rd house of siblings and communication and his 10th house of career. Remember, the 3rd house also deals with media. So the planet that rules his career, that rules his media, is with Pluto right now. And guess what? There's a Gemini technique. The planet with the highest degree puts its thumbprint on your soul. And for Cuomo, that is Mars. Yeah? Mars holds the highest degree, and that means it's the Atmakaka, the soul indicator. Yeah, I know I'm introducing these terms, which seem unusual, but again, I'm offering, my courses on this for my membership, which is very reasonable. Have a little look. Literally, the entry level is like the price of a coffee. Well, a nice coffee. Let's put it that way. But remember what I said. So here, the planet that rules his career, yeah, because this is in Scorpio, and rules his 3rd house, which is communication and media and siblings, is transiting through his 7th house of the public, but it's also with this Pluto. Pluto, his natal Pluto is at 9 degrees and 3 minutes. Guess where Mars is today? 9 degrees and 1 minute. It's exact. Just as the story broke. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's just, can you imagine? I mean, this is just, there's no escaping from that. Thank you so much, Marjorie, for the call out. And what's Sheila saying? Apparently Cuomo was abusive to his Kennedy wife. Wow, thanks for sharing that. We're going to look more into that because I'd already made the notes when we look at his 12th house. So we see here, remember as well, Pluto does deal with things like abuse. It does. It's very challenging. And here it is in the 7th house. So yes, that can actually speak of a person that may be potentially abusive to their partners. Now, of course, for entertainment purposes only. But since it's become so affirmative, I'm not so worried about litigation because this is a story that's breaking. Let me have a quick slurp. So thank you so much for sharing that information. All right. Oh, what's this? Someone said here. Let's see here. 1 second. Sagine said, I hope I said that right. The teachers union basically washed their hands of Cuomo. They were disgusted. Wow. You guys are teaching me a lot more. So look, isn't it interesting how this is manifesting in the chart? So here, Pluto, the 8th house, deals with abuse. It's also conjunct transiting Mars right now. I also forgot to say the sun is conjunct this natal Uranus. The sun is at 17 degrees 36 minutes. His Uranus is at 18 degrees 13 minutes of Aslasia, which is about sensuality. Aslesha is about kundalini. Aslesha is about going into the depths. Aslesha can be a wonderful, oh, thank you, Mamacita, new member. Wonderful. Aslesha is about going into the depths. It's about investigating things, but the shadow of Aslesha, which sits in Cancer, can be very clingy, but it's also associated with poison. Yeah. So there can be these challenges here, So thank you for that as well. Who else is a new member? 1 second, I thought I saw something there. Anyway, I will carry on. So let's look at what else is going on now. If we look here, let's look at Cuomo's 9th house, and you will notice here 1, 2, 3, 4 planets. 4. Now, stelliums are technically when you have 3 or more planets in one house. What is a stellium, you may ask? How does it affect? When you get stelliums, you get great emphasis, great emphasis in that house, in that area of light, in that area of life. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for becoming a member. So it means you get a lot of emphasis in this part of life. Now, I'm going to read for you the 9th house. Look at this. This shows you how Vedic astrology works. So what's the 9th house deal with? It deals with higher learning, deals with gurus and teachers, deals with belief and politics, publishing, travels, the law and lawmakers, deals with religion, fanaticism, spirituality, innate inspirations, and education. Yeah? What is Cuomo? He's a lawyer. He started out as a lawyer. And he's also what? Involved with the law and lawmakers. 1, 2, 3, 4 planets in his 9th house. Kaboom! Isn't that remarkable? That is what you would expect as well, isn't it? Of someone who is so involved with the law and righteousness and all this stuff. But there is more. Look at the sign. The sign here is in sidereal Libra. And Libra is, like I said, is the masculine expression of Venus. Libra is an air sign, and all the air signs deal with communication. Yeah, they deal with ideas and concepts. Libra is also about trades. Yeah, trade and tradesmanship, dealing with the whole world. Libra is also the law. Isn't that interesting? And what it means is, I'm going to do something for you here. I'm going to overlay Joe Biden's chart over Cuomo's chart. And I'm going to show you something. Yeah? All right, let me just stand up for a second. Sorry, I sort myself out. All right. Now, here we are. This is Joe Biden. Yeah, Joe Biden's chart. And this is very important. Joe Biden is a Scorpio. Remember that. Double Scorpio. There's his ascendant, which is not so clear. This is tracing paper, forgive me, not as clear. He has his sun in Scorpio, and he's got his Venus in Scorpio. Looky here. Andrew Cuomo is a Scorpio as well. He's a Scorpio sun sign. Look, there it is. There we are. Yes, you're right, Gina. Let's put here. You're right. She said, kaboom. Who else is here? While this revelation marker is also upsetting that Trump has behaved much worse and getting away with it. You're definitely right, Carol. Now, what is to do here? Trump's moon, Trump's moon is also in Scorpio too. Isn't this interesting? So we have Joe Biden, Scorpio, Scorpio sun and ascendant. We've got Cuomo, Scorpio sun and Saturn. Trump is Scorpio moon and south node Ketu. Very interesting, yeah? Scorpio is about power. So anyway, if we look here, you see Joe Biden's chart, Cuomo's chart. Joe Biden has an opinion on Cuomo, as we know, but look, Cuomo's sun falls into Joe Biden's 1st house, but we need to look at the 12th house. The 12th house deals with enemies. And do you remember I was saying in Joe Biden's chart, 12th house is Libra. And I said Joe Biden needs to do what? A purge. Yeah? a purge of what? The legal system. And there would be things that would be coming out. And do you remember I said maybe even some of the Democrats would be involved as well. I think this has come true. So as we know, Joe Biden has called for Cuomo to resign. And if we look here, this is an interesting factor. This is where the friendships of planets come in. Now, who are friends with who? The sun, the moon, Jupiter, and Mars, they're all friends. I always say to my clients, it's like, it's a person who comes over to your house and they know where the sugar and the teaspoons are. You get what I mean? They're familiar, they're friendly, yeah? They do well in each other's signs and when they're with each other, yeah? What's this? Let's put here, what's this comment here? Bo Smith, all men should be held accountable for their actions. Absolutely. Like I said, this isn't about Democrat. This isn't about Republican. What I'm describing is energy. Yeah, I'm describing energy, and I'm using Cuomo as an example so that we can understand him better, but we can also understand ourselves better as well. So I don't want people to think this is partisan or whatever. At the end of the day, wrong is wrong, isn't it? Whoever it is, they must be held accountable. So we see here, now this is a very interesting thing that is going on here. And there's something which is called Ladyataji of Astras, and it's about shaming and stuff like that. But here, the sun is agitating Saturn, yeah? The sun is kind of like an irritant. He is a malefic, but a mild one. They say the sun is noble. Yeah, the sun is noble. But he's still a malefic. And he agitates whoever he's with. And here he's agitating Saturn. Saturn and the sun are not friends. I can't go into the details of it because it would just take too long. Bo Smith, wrong cannot be right. You are absolutely right saying that. So these two agitate each other. And what's happening is here, these two planets are starving each other because they don't like each other. But also what's happening here is that these two planets are also shaming each other. Now, let me get the precise word. So the precise word, because this is Sanskrit here. So let me just make sure I'm getting it right. Yeah, so the proper word is lajita. Lajita means ashamed, yeah? And then you've also got Shudita, which means starved. So these two planets are both shaming and starving each other. The sun is the kingdom. Saturn represents our discipline. But remember what I said. They both represent government. So he's got two planets of government in the 10th house of career. But Saturn is combusting. It means the rays of the sun, it's too close to the sun. I put that little C here, which means it gets bleached out by the rays of the sun and it weakens that planet. Yeah. So there is, what's that? What's someone here? Someone's clicking here. Let me just see here. Come on, hit that like button if you just joined chat. Show Hogarth some love. Oh, thank you, Gina. So here, these two planets are shaming each other. And this is a problem. So what it means is Cuomo, at times in his life, may have been shamed by father figures. Yeah, because this is the father as well. Maybe he was criticized. Many people can find when the Saturn and the sun are together, they get criticized. Yeah, Saturn is also about critique. Saturn is also about pressure. So if you had a father that was maybe challenging to you or difficult for you in some way, maybe Saturn and the sun are sharing the same house. Yeah, and the closer the degree, the stronger it is. His sun here is at 21 degrees 3 minutes and Saturn is at 23 degrees 12 minutes. Yeah, that's very close. But the sun represents leaders of all kinds. Yeah, and the sun also represents government. Who is the leader at the moment that is affecting Cuomo? Joe Biden. Yeah, this is a leader and Joe Biden has said what? You need to resign. Isn't that remarkable? So we can literally see the manifestation of that. What's this here? Electra Storm is saying something. Great name. His father was a beloved governor, totally opposite to him. Wow. But it also shows as well, because the sun represents the father, yeah, and it's in the 10th house, it also shows the father was prominent in some kind of way as well and had great discipline. Let's see. Lama Bryant has said Joe Biden is a sniffer and a toucher also. Yeah, actually, I remember he did get in a little bit of trouble for that, didn't he? So this is also to do with Scorpio as well, because Scorpio is a very sensuous sign as well. It does like to touch, it does like to explore. So there is that element there. So remember, this is, again, it's not judgment, it's energy. So we see here, this is a challenging combination for him. Also as well, look, we've got Ketu going through his 10th house. Now remember what my name is for Ketu. My nickname for Ketu is what? Snip, snip. So wherever Ketu is in your house, in your chart, the south node of the moon, it looks like headphones, yeah? Rahu looks like headphones. Ketu looks like a horseshoe. So wherever, if you look up your chart, even in the Western chart, wherever that Ketu is, you can sometimes feel a sense of loss in that area, or you could feel something is not quite right, or you're dissatisfied with something. So here, pardon me, we have the nodes. Here's the nodes, and they always go backwards, yeah? So Ketu is going towards Libra. Yeah, next year, March, it's going to go into sidereal Libra. But at the moment, snip, snip is in Andrew Cuomo's 10th house, which means what? There's a factor that's going to try and separate him from his career. Yeah. So we can see this is very challenging. Do you see how all of these factors are building up? Yeah. You will always also notice here that I've also drawn in the drishti for Saturn. Yeah. Drishti means planetary sight. It's a bit like an aspect in Western astrology, but it's a bit stronger. So if we look here, it's looking at his Venus, yeah, his 12th house. And this is where we really need to focus now. What is Venus? Venus in a man's chart represents the wife. Yeah, represents the wife. So where Venus goes is very important. I'm going to read for you the 12th house. What does the 12th house deal with? It deals with escape and endings. It deals with retirement. It deals with rest, deep research, loss, foreign land, secrets, holidays, confusion, spiritual retreats, hospitals, foreign income, prisons, secret affairs, bed pleasures, expenses, endings, hidden enemies, watery places, surrender, and there's even more, feet and charity and all that kind of stuff. But you see, do you see all those associations? And we have the wife here, the wife, yeah? And if you look at all these aspects, look at all this drishti that is here by transit on Cuomo's 12th house, yeah? So there is this kind of pressure to what? Resign, loss, give something up. It also shows as well, remember, it's also about secrecy and bed pleasures. So it shows there have been some secrets here about his conduct with women over the years. Venus is women, all women's of all ages, kinds, yeah, women. Because this is happening in the 12th house of bed pleasures. So it's almost as if his pleasures, affairs. Oh, look, here we are, Desiree. Desiree was just saying he was a big time cheater. Look, so do you see how the astrology now, obviously I can't verify that, but you guys know, you're American. I'm British, yeah? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for becoming a new member. So we see here, this 12th house is laden. There's a lot going on. We've got several triggering factors at once. So first of all, this is where his natal Venus is. Yeah, this is where Venus was at the time that he was born. If we look here, this thing that looks like a key, that is referred to as Chiron, which means the wounded healer. Wherever Chiron is, we've received a wound or given a wound, and we might be trying to heal that wound or heal others. Yeah. So there's that element there. Oh, someone's saying that you're Canadian. I'm a Canadian, Hogarth. Okay, well, you still know better than me. Anyway, I do my best, but of course, you know, I'm not in the Americas. But thank you. Thanks for pointing that out. So let's look at this Drishti again. We have Mars here looking at the 12th house. We have got the Sun looking at the 12th house. This is by transit. We have got Rahu looking at the 12th house. We've got Mercury looking exactly at Chiron, the wounded healer. Transiting Mercury is at 20 degrees, 11 minutes. His Chiron, natal Chiron, is at 20 degrees, 7 minutes. Can you believe it? That is exact. It's what I call a perfection. So there's that. Transiting Saturn is in his 12th house as well. Saturn is what? The planet of karma. Yeah. Saturn deals with our karmas. Many of you who have been watching my channel, I said, time will speed up. And I said, karma is going to speed up for everyone because Saturn is in his own signs. Yeah. What's this? Someone's just left a comment here. So c'est la vie. Governor Cuomo is 63 and he and his family are fairly wealthy, but he should just retire and be thankful that he wasn't brought to light earlier than today. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Thank you, ID, for the donation. Thank you. So here we see it is all piling up in his 12th house. The 12th house deals with beginnings and endings. Now, remember my tarot, yeah? Or my tarot. When we do tarot, the 12th house is like the world card, yeah? Like the world card. It means what? Beginnings and endings. And in fact, let's look here. Oh, I've got a few minutes left. We should do a tarot pull. So before, let's just finish up on the 12th house so we get all the meanings to understand why this is happening to Governor Cuomo all at once. Yeah, I'm going to do a little shuffle here. So if we look, now one person has mentioned here, yes, but Cuomo is hard-headed. You are correct. What's one of the things that Taurus people are known for? Now, Taurus is a wonderful sign. But what's the shadow? Stubbornness. Yeah. Jeshta, which is this part of, Scorpio here. Jeshta is also known for stubbornness and getting into scrapes and difficult places. Yeah. Not wanting to give up power. When Saturn is in kind of a weak sign, sometimes a person doesn't know when to stop. But going back to the 12th house, we see a combination here. Now, Venus actually picks up strength in the 12th house. Thank you, YD. That really was a very generous donation. Thank you so much. Let me just click on it. So Venus picks up strength in the 12th house, so it can show that the wife is prestigious in some kind of way because it's in the sign of Capricorn, which belongs to her friend Saturn. But we can see here, Saturn is giving an aspect which strengthens that Venus, but it can also chill it down a bit. One of the things from what I understand is that some of the arguments that Cuomo used, he would say, do you remember when women were coming forward testifying? He was saying, my wife is not very warm. I feel lonely. Yeah, remember there were these kind of arguments. Now, again, these aren't excuses, but these are words that he said. And I want to show you something. This is very important to understand the relationship between Saturn and the moon. Saturn and the moon are not friends. Yeah. Whenever Saturn and the moon have some kind of interaction with each other, it's never quite good. So look at this. The moon, his moon is strong, but look. Opposition. Yeah. His moon is full. He was born on a full moon. So he does understand, he does have a high awareness, but Saturn is looking. And this is known to affect the mood, yeah? Saturn is well known for causing depression, yeah? When Saturn and Moon together, when Saturn and Moon is together, it can cause that. And what's this? Electra saying, oh, yes, I feel sorry for his daughters as well. I think his daughters are not going to be very pleased, yeah? The women in his life are not going to be very pleased. So here we have this aspect. Saturn is looking at the moon, but it's also looking at the wife. So that can chill things down. So what it can do is it can give a man a spouse who's very responsible, very good at calculation, very good at dealing with pressure, is very good at being professional. Yeah, because Capricorn is the sign of professionalism, pressure. Yeah, it's the natural 10th house. It's the 10th sign. So it gives a wife that is very capable, very loyal, very responsible, very takes her responsibility seriously, you know, wants to do her duty. But it can cool the persona down. So, but what I think it's the case is, it's just that it's not maybe so much that she's so cool, it's that he's too sensual. And when we look at the timing, yeah, the moon, the faster planets often trigger the timing. So who threw Cuomo under the bus? Yeah, guess what? It was the moon. Why? We look here in red, there is the moon, transiting moon. When this story broke, the moon was back with herself in Cuomo's chart in the same nakshatra of Rohini, which is the nakshatra of sensuality. The moon was like, maybe you needed to kind of rein this back. And that was basically when the story broke. The moon moves very quickly. She only spends about two and a half days in each sign. Yeah, think of that. There's 365 days in a year, but she just so happened to be back with herself in a 2-day window. Kaboom. There you are. Isn't that remarkable? I find that remarkable. So, oh, here we are. Someone has made a very good point, which is, so thank you, Sabi Tip, I think. Saturn ate his children, and his children, the planet, cut his belly to be set free. So starting tomorrow, it will be interesting to see what will hit the fan. Hopefully humanity will wake up. Oh, very interesting. Very good point. Okay, so let's fling in a bit of tarot. And let's do a quick read on Cuomo to see what was going on. So I hope you guys found that interesting. Oh, one little thing as well. We need to remember planets are people. One little thing. We need to remember planets are people in a person's chart. Planet Mars is the Karka indicator of siblings. Yeah. The third house also indicates siblings. But Mars is brothers in particular. This is natal Mars in Cuomo's chart. Now, Cuomo is one of 5 siblings. And what it means is here you see Rahu. Rahu is extremes. Rahu is also fame. Mars is with Rahu. And this can mean a famous brother who works in what? Media, an element of the media or communication or publishing. 9th house. Libra is the sign of ideas. We all know who this is. It's Chris. That's Chris Cuomo on CNN. Can you believe it? There it is. A brother who is well versed in the realms of communication. Remember, Libra is an air sign. All air signs are about communication. That's the brother. And look, there's an aspect from Mars to the 12th house. So Chris has to be careful what he says going forward, because I'm not saying he's necessarily going to be implicated, but he has to be very careful what he says about his brother. Yeah, he's probably going to try and not say anything, but it's going to be tricky, yeah, because he's on CNN and you have to report a story, and his brother is the story. But I just wanted to show you that combination. Also as well, Neptune is here, as we know, which is the planet of deception, gaslighting and lies. And Jupiter is here, which is also about the law, but his Jupiter is quite weak. Yeah, because it's only at 1 degree 27 minutes, so it doesn't have much power to bless. So when we look here, Mars, Rahu, Neptune, Jupiter, all in the 9th house, some kind of deception in regards to his work in the law has brought him into trouble. And it's been karmic because Saturn has gone into his 12th house with Venus, which is women, aspected by natal Saturn and all this other drishti coming this way. And when the moon hit Rohini, That was it. Yeah, the story broke and kaboom. Right, so I've explained everything. I hope everyone has joined that so far. So let's do a little bit of tarot before I finish up. We're nearly at an hour already. Thank you, B. Butler. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look. What's going on now with Cuomo? Cuomo, I'm going to pull 5 cards and let's see what the energy is around him now. Now, as you know, the astrology is the story, and I refer to tarot as the esoteric journalism, shall we say. Tarot's very good for reading the moment, not so good with timing. The planets are better for timing, as we can see, but it's still very good. All right, so what's going on with Cuomo? 5 cards. 5 cards for Cuomo. Let's see what's going on. There we are. We've got the cards, and as you know, I close my eyes. I have a feel. I want to pick that one. You can probably see, well, you can see this before I can. I'm just letting the hand settle where I want, where I can feel the energy. Oh, there. Another one there, and oh, I'm feeling, oh, there. All right, you've probably had a bit more of a peep at the cards than me. I don't know how much of that you saw. All right, let's flip over and see what's going on with Cuomo. Aha. All right. Ooh. You're not going to believe this, guys. Oh, man. This is very interesting. Oh, all right. Here we go. All right, what's this? What am I saying here? Joe Biden, Democrats call for Trump. And they call, oh, yeah, Cuomo's actually is not that different from some of those other men. Indeed, not that different. So, and that's why I said this is bipartisan. Yeah, this is beyond politics. I'm showing energy. And look what the tarot have to say. All right, so this is about Cuomo. Look at that. What do we have? We have the 3 of Wands. Yeah, the 3 of Wands. What is the 3 of Wands about? Oh, there was a donation that came in. Who was that? Let's have a look. Kathy. Thank you, Kathy, so much for that donation. So, the 3 of Wands. Now, if you see here, what's that? It's about No, it's the 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands. Not reading not properly. 2 of Wands. What's the 2 of Wands about? It's about prospecting, yeah? If you look here, this person is holding a globe and he's looking out to the ocean. So what 2 of Wands is, the 2 of Wands is about making plans, yeah? Making plans, trying to figure stuff out, yeah? Waiting for your ship to come in, but essentially it's prospecting. So here Cuomo is basically looking at his options, yeah? And this is almost kind of looking at options potentially overseas, yeah? Because that's the globe there. But what's the obstacle? What's the obstacle to his plans? Look at that. The devil. Yeah? The devil is the obstacle to his plans. What's the devil all about? Yeah? The devil is about vices. The devil is about vices. The devil is about sort of unsavory behavior. The devil is about the darker side of life, yeah? The things that we shouldn't be getting up to. The devil can also deal with debauchery, addiction, yeah? So if we look, what's affecting his plans? It is literally the devil. But of course, the chains are loose around the neck, which shows that, you know, that ultimately we should walk away from these things. You know, those 2 people in this card, they can walk away. If you look, the chains are loose, but they don't want to. So in a way, we can say this was Cuomo's chance to maybe walk away from some of those vices that got exposed, but he chose to stay, and now that's made it worse, hasn't it? So here we have a person who's struggling with their internal world and their desires, yeah? If we look here, what's the next card that we see? We see the Queen, yeah? The Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is about emotions, yeah? It's about water, emotions. For some people as well, this is also the, the sea, the big sea, yeah? That's going around, can represent that. But also as well, and we know that he had to step up to the plate, you know, last year, and he did pretty good job of it. We know there was issues, though, with the care homes, remember? But anyway, The Queen is also in here. She holds some secrets. So it's the revelations of secrets. Sometimes the top of this jar comes off, stuff comes out. That's what's been happening. What's stuff been coming out about? The vices, yeah? And look, you know, it's this female, it's a woman, yeah? If we look at the next card, we've got the Six of Cups. So we see here a lot of emotion. He would like to go back to the past, yeah? He would like to reset things. There's a good chance that Cuomo would like to reset things. Yeah, he would like to go back and you know, just change some stuff. Just change some stuff around. Just showing some thingy bobs here. What's this here? Cuomo's not married and former live-in Sandra Lee. He was married to a member of the Kennedy clan. Yeah, I mentioned that. That's his Venus. Yeah. His Venus here, that's his Kennedy. Yeah. A woman of high status. So anyway, so he wants to go back to the past, yeah, how things were before. But what's his obstacle to that? Look, he gets the Tower. He's having a Tower moment, obviously, yeah. This story is broken. All this stuff has come out. Here the Tower is reversed. So this shows an inner turmoil. But he's holding on, isn't he? He's holding on and he's not wanting to retire. But he's got this Tower moment that is playing out. Either way, whichever way round it is, you know, the Tower is not good news. So, everyone, that's our hour. We've just gone slightly over. I really, really hope that you've enjoyed that. We've seen those cards there for Cuomo. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you so much as well for the donations. That's wonderful. Thanks. I look forward to teaching all of my new members. The videos that I have that I've put up already, I have done Tucker Carlson. These are the private videos. So you now have access to Tucker Carlson. I've done Vladimir Putin and I've done Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, so those, and that's on level 1. So for those people who want just access to that and maybe not so interested in doing the Vedic astrology, you don't have to. You can literally just look up those videos. And I post new videos each week. For the level tier 3 memberships, one of you will be getting a free consultation. So this evening I'm going to look through and I'm going to be picking one of you for a free consultation, and then send me your details and we'll get that sorted. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed that. In the comments, feel free to nominate who you may want for next week. Do you think I should do this again? Yeah. If you've enjoyed it, I'll do it again. Leave me recommendations. If they're too controversial, I have to pick someone else, but I'll do a video on them in the members section. But when it's kind of stories like this that are kind of in the public domain, but you might be curious and you want to know more, we'll do another deep dive. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. And it's time for me to totter off now. And I will see you, of course, on Saturday. For those of you that like to watch us, watch me and Marie and Ganga. Hopefully, we will also have Diane. So I'll see you on Saturday. For now, goodbye, everyone. That was so much fun, and see you soon. Much love. Yeah, much love.